Hey you guys, Laura here, and I'm going to be giving you a short tutorial on how to get rid of icky shoulder pain that starts right in the front of your shoulder here. So first of all, let's talk about some of the culprits of why shoulder pain even happens in the front of our shoulder to begin with. So your shoulder is a ball and socket joint, and usually what happens is when it is giving you pain through the front side of the shoulder, that ball and socket joint has kind of shifted to the front, and that is totally can be due to being on the computer, having that forward shoulder lean, if you're driving a lot, if you just notice that you're really slouching to the front, that's gonna be something that just shifts your shoulder head over time towards the front, kind of maybe causing an impingement or just tightness through the front side. So foam rolling or rolling out your pec can totally help alleviate some of that tightness that draws it forward, but also something that really helps with it is strengthening the back side of your shoulder as well. One of the things that I love for my clients that come to me with postural goals or the goal of alleviating shoulder pain is to give them a series on the reformer to help strengthen the back side of the shoulder, their upper back, their postural muscles. I know that right now, maybe you don't have a reformer, you don't have access to a Pilates studio, but you still want to strengthen those muscles that I was talking to you about. A really easy way to do this from the comfort of your own home is with a TheraBand. So what I have done is I just got this off of Amazon. I have it in the description below, the ones that I use. I like the red band. The set that I got has yellow, red, and green. Red is medium tension, and because I do end up tying little hand loops here, when you tie it, it does shorten the strap, which increases the tension. So I find it to be an appropriate level for me when we are trying to strengthen stabilizing muscles or small muscles. We do want to try to use kind of like a lighter weight and maybe increase more repetitions, because what happens is if you load up the muscle too heavy, some of those bigger muscles start to take over, and then you're not actually reaching the goal of strengthening, for example, for our shoulder, the rotator cuff, the external rotators. So I like the red band, and I'm going to show you a really quick series that you can do from the comfort of your own home. Mine is about almost the length of my arm span here. I have little loops on here, but I won't really grip it. I'm gonna have an open palm when I'm working through them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slip them into my hand right now. I'm gonna step back so that you can kind of see where this is gonna land on my feet, and then I'm gonna come a little bit closer towards you. So when I have the loops in my hand here, I'm just gonna take a step onto my band here. And I also want to note that when you are working with the band, you want to always check it to make sure there's no tears in it, or maybe that it is kind of bleached or sun damaged. That is going to be something that can wear out the TheraBand and cause it to rip, which is not really a good thing. Anyways, so I have my feet about hip width apart here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend my knees slightly. I'm going to make sure that I have a nice flat back here with my belly into my spine, so I'm not rounded here. So notice that I don't have a round cat back, and that does naturally draw my shoulders forward, which is what we're trying to avoid. I'm going to stick my tail out almost like I have a puppy tail that I'm wagging, but I want to try to find my belly pulling into my back so I have abdominal bracing happening. My core is protecting my spine. My fingertips are going to be reaching downwards towards the ground, and then what I do is I actually loop a couple of my fingertips around the knot, and I'm going to go straight arms upwards towards the sky, squeezing my shoulder blades together, and then slowly resist it downwards. So what I like about using the band versus using hand weights is that the band is changing in tension as I'm moving my hands upwards towards the sky and then downwards towards the floor. When you go down towards the floor, you want to try to resist the shortening of the band so that you're still working through the back side of your arms, the back side of your shoulders. Every time I take my hands up, I'm not only working my triceps, which you will feel the back of that arm bone, but I'm also working the back of my shoulders, my lower trap, middle trap, rhomboids. Those are all muscles that help with posture and help with strengthening the backside of your shoulder. I'm going to do 3 more here just for an example. I'm taking it through a set of 10, and you can see that my tempo is pretty slow. I'm not trying to really power or jerk my body around and keeping it stable. The next one I'm going to do, I'm going to keep my hands up at the sky. I'm going to bend my elbows and then press my hands back. So even though I'm doing an isolated tricep press here, I'm still trying to keep my shoulders pulling towards my middle back. So I don't like to say squeeze or pinch, because you don't want to over tighten or jam the bone back. You want the muscle to be holding your upper arm bone in space, in place. 3 more here. You guys, this, you'll feel like it's not very heavy to start, but I'm already getting pretty hot in my face here. All right, after your 10, straighten your hands down to the floor. Now I'm going to turn my palms to face in towards one another. So notice my back hasn't shifted, I haven't rounded, I still have that nice flat back with my belly into spine. Now this one tends to be the hardest for people. When you move, what I want to make sure doesn't happen, we're going to do what's called a T-pull, is that when we move the hand upwards, the palm still stays flat to the ground here. What I see is that people try to get the hand up and then their thumb turns down, and then that turns the upper arm bone forward. So I really want to see that the palm stays facing the floor as it lifts up, that your shoulder is pulled down your back, and you're using that upper middle back to help you lift the arms up. Okay, you ready? We're going to do it together once again. So I'm going to reset, have my feet hip width apart, shoulders pulled down my back, and find my kind of seated position. So I'm not squatting to the ground. I'm not trying to keep my chest elevated. My chest is slightly forward towards the floor. From here, I'm gonna lift my arms up and then slowly come on down. So I am gripping right now. You can also take your hands inside of the loop and you can lift and then slowly lower down. I also think that my hands reach out wide to the side. I'm gonna do a little turn here. So I think that my hands are moving laterally as well as vertically, as well as up and down. 10 here, once again. You're feeling the back side of your shoulders, right underneath that underarm area. And you'll notice that all of these exercises are working on trying to open through the front of the chest. That's the goal of all 3 of these. We've got 3. Slow to go up, slow to come down. Last one. And then you are all done. So like I said, those are 3 exercises that you can do on your own. It took less than 10 minutes to do them, and all you needed was a TheraBand. I talked about how there's 3 different tensions that come with this. So if you find that the red one is too heavy, drop down and go to a yellow. Remember that the shorter that you make your band, that is going to increase the tension. So you can always play around with where you're tying your loops as well. My loops are just big enough for my hand to slip in and out. And let me know if you have any questions. Drop them in the comment box. If you have anything else that you would like to work through together, you have any questions for me, you're like, Laura, I have back pain. How do I fix that? Or my hip is bothering me. Let me know. I'd be more than happy to create some more videos for you to help alleviate some of that pain and tension in your body. I do have a background in physiology, working in a physical therapy clinic, and then I also have been teaching human movement for about 8 years now, since 2012. So I am more than happy to share some of my knowledge with you. And if you want one-on-one coaching, let me know. Either way, if you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and ring the bell here so that you can keep getting the notifications for my videos, and so you can keep learning how to move well, live well. I am a firm believer that a body that is a happy mover will make you a happy mover through life in general. So ring the bell, subscribe to my page, and if you like this video, you're gonna try it out, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time.